Vietnam. Oh, wait, that's the wrong show. I'm sorry. That's. Hey, guys, welcome into this very special edition of the Four Corners podcast, coming to you for the first time ever live here on this glorious big time weekend for all sorts of football action, man. It is, we've got the it's just going to be a good show. Our fearless leader, Patrick O'Dowd, he's not with us here today because he is out there working hard for that nest egg, right? That retirement. He's going to retire before me. And that's probably the way it should be. So, but we're coming here for you today. The first time ever we've done a Four Corners podcast live, and this is the perfect time to do it because there's a lot going on in the sports world. On this episode here today, we will be talking about the college football playoff semifinals. One game was great. The other, not so much. But we will, yeah, that's an understatement. Sorry, Oregon fans, turn away. And then we will also preview the NFL wildcard weekend coming up here today and talk about all that.
Boo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, Ray, if your kicker could have come through, you would be talking about this today. But Ray's a Ravens fan anyway. And if there's still time, we may talk about, I mean, there's never anytime anybody talks about the Washington Wizards, there's nothing good to talk about. It's another crushing, soul crushing defeat. I'm a Wizards fan, but something happened this week that maybe the fortunes of the franchise might be turning, maybe not. But anyway, let me go around here. It's like, no, not this year. I agree, not this year. That's for sure. But let's welcome in the other two my besties in the podcasting business. You've seen them on Unidentified History. You've seen them on the Swaggy Awards. You've seen them on Bandwagon. Well, you haven't seen them on Bandwagon Nerds yet. Hint, hint. That might be coming tomorrow as well. So, yeah, it's like John Cena, right? um, anyway, the one and only PC Tunney. Tunney, how you doing today? We're going to be talking about your Packers a little bit later on. How's everything going over there in Wisconsin? Are you snowed in? It seems like the
So,
weather is a
do
little bit
you
rough.
do you remember the recent pop song by LMFAO? Every day I'm hustling. So this
Recent?
morning I'm out here like every day I'm shoveling. Like fuck this snow, bro. Every day. It was nice and heavy wet this morning, but the good news is I did get to the simulator yesterday with DP to hit some golf balls, so that was extra awesome.
That boy
Listen,
said.
man. Yeah.
That boy said
When you said
recent.
LMFAO, I was thinking of, I'm sexy and I know it, but I mean, just
Every day
there
I'm
are other songs.
shoveling.
I mean, you're sexy and you know it. Speaking of sexy and you know, is it the one and only, the Reverend himself, Raymond S. Cashington Esquire? All right, he's doing a little divinals here when he thinks
Get that
about us. He
BJ
touches
Raji dance
himself.
going.
You say I was gonna do the Kid Wilson, but sure, we can do BJ Raji too. The sexy Dexy.
Ray, how you doing, brother, man? I'm sorry about the Baltimore Ravens. That was a hell of a game. We were wrong. We thought all they had to do was show up and they would win, and it didn't turn out that way. But what can you say, right?
You know, as a fan, with the benefit of some time to reflect, everything was still bullshit. We should have won that game. No, I am excited
Has, has that game
about.
been replaying over and over in your head on a loop?
My God, you fucking. All right, don't make me pull out my Caleb Williams jersey.
Let me know how
Okay.
that you could. I'll, let me know how that works for you in about 10 hours.
No, man. It's things are changes afoot in Baltimore. I love John Harbaugh. My favorite coach, maybe other than Coach Lute Olson, who's number one forever in my book in terms of coaches. Coach Harbaugh's right there. Love him. We'll always miss him. He's in the ring of he's on the ring of fame, ring of honor, Hall of Fame, all that. But I'm excited about the potential future. So ain't all bad. And gotta love that 17th pick, baby.
Yeah, I mean, there's a surprise. John Harbaugh out in uh in Baltimore, but on we move. So anyway, we could spend a whole hour talking about the Baltimore Ravens, but we're not going to do that. What we're going to do first is we're going to get into the college football playoff semifinals, and we're going to kind of go in the order of the way that the games went down. And along those lines, let us start off by talking about the first of the games that we got, and that was University of Miami and Ole Miss. Man, this is a hell of a game. That's all I could say about this one, man. That was one that the U exactly. Out of the two college football playoff semifinals game, one was great and the other one not so much. And this Miami Ole Miss game was fantastic. I don't think it went quite the way a lot of people thought because they thought, Miami defense is going to be a defensive struggle, and Ole Miss's defense wasn't bad at all either during the season. But this kind of in the fourth quarter just turned into who's going to have the ball last. Miami had the ball last. Carson Beck comes through with a huge play to put Miami into the college football playoff final for the national championship. Um, whether or not there was pass interference on the last play, yeah, there was. Are they going to call it in that situation? Probably not. But I'll turn it to you, Ray. Your thoughts on this amazing? I mean, this was obviously one of the best college football playoff semifinals that we've had since they started the playoffs.
For sure.
This game had everything. It had high drama. It had big plays, heroic plays. The referees got a little bit too involved at the end for my liking, but that's what's going to happen. And I think in this respect, Miami, 10 seed, you're looking and I mean, remember when the playoff selection was done and the big controversy, should Miami have gotten in over Notre Dame? Well, absolutely. This solidifies the fact that the committee got it right. And Miami's going to go for the first national championship shot in what, like 23 years or something like that. But
Since
anyway, I turn
2000,
to
I
you,
want to
Ray.
say.
I turn to you. Your thoughts on this amazing game and how impressed were you with these two teams?
So I have three thoughts about the game, and I'll be expedient if I as much as I can. First thought is you mentioned the potential pass interference, which it was clear as fuck. There's a problem with the way that they call those plays, especially at the end of games, and that will be talked about, I'm sure, in the off season. But the important thing to note is that just would have got them 15 yards. This is not the NFL where it would have put them on the one. So they still would have had to score from, I think, the 20 or the 17 or wherever they were. So it wasn't a guarantee, which leads me to the second point. Beautiful styles make fights. Beautiful mix of styles. Trinidad Chambliss throwing that bitch all over the field versus Miami's Cristobal's D17 defensive lineman that's all 6'5", 315 pounds. And the beginning of that game showed me everything I needed to see, much like the beginning of the game showed everything I needed to see in the Indiana Oregon game. Ole Miss gets the ball, three and out. They ended up punting on the 4th and 17. That told me what this game is going to be. Miami came to play. They were prepared. Ole Miss uh, likes to use the entire width of the field and spread out everybody. Miami didn't give a shit. They pressed. They got at the quarterback, and they made that game tough and dangerous. And the last thought is Carson Beck, bro. I know he's like 32, but the boy,
Seventh year in college. And I'm like, wait, how does that?
Yeah, but
Isn't it
like
4 years?
regardless of how much you played or didn't play, the COVID year doesn't count towards your eligibility at all.
no, he has the right to that year, just like Trinidad should get his sixth
Yeah,
year, but they didn't give him that. But that's
but they
another
said no.
conversation.
Yeah.
But the way he was thrown away to basically get a shot here is heartwarming. For him to be able to make the last play was very heartwarming. He's a likable dude. Um, I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for Mario Cristobal. Uh, I'm really happy for the squad, for the U, because that is one of our formative uh, teams. Like we're looking at Alabama and LSU and Georgia and all these teams, and to a lesser extent Oregon's and stuff like the top level teams. That was Miami for a minute. Many people will tell you Miami has the greatest team that's ever been assembled. So to see them get a shot to play again for the national championship in God knows how long in their backyard home stadium, it was a great game. Ole Miss, I don't, depending on if they can get Trinidad back next year, we'll see. I don't know what their other quarterback situation looks like. If you got to go to the league, they may be struggling. We'll see. But Miami looks like they got some longevity there. So Miami out SEC'd the SEC representative.
Let's
So
not even get into the SEC and how just the disaster that that is over there, and how it doesn't matter that you're like nobody's going from the SEC, but they'll still lobby for 9 teams next year. But anyway, go ahead, Tony. Didn't mean to cut you off there, buddy.
no, you're good. So Chambliss has said he's coming back to Mississippi. He said not. He said while he has other options, there really wasn't another option for him but to stay there. That was what he had already said.
He wants to
If
come. It's the NCAA said he can't. They got to appeal that.
no, he can stay there.
Right? No, they denied his 6 year eligibility.
Oh, they
Ray's
did.
right. They
Yeah.
they did that
Well, if he
yesterday.
stays, he
Yeah,
wants to stay at Mississippi. Okay, so this was before the game interview. Anyway, so we'll see if they
sure.
appeal that or not. But if Kwan Lacey doesn't get hurt, Miami does not win this game, point blank and period. Now, Miami has a chance in the next round because they have three unbelievably amazing skill players in Mark Fletcher Jr., Keelan Marion, and probably the most talented skill player in that's not in the NFL, Malachi Tony, who's going to be an absolute star if used properly in the NFL. Like, you don't need to feed this guy a bunch of jet sweeps and shit like that. You can use him in kick and punt returns in the NFL, and you need to get him in space because he's going to be a stud there. You brought up Carson Beck. That's a guy who brought the experience to these guys as far as the roster goes, right? So it was easy for them to follow the leadership that he brought in from Georgia, right? Is Carson Beck going to be an NFL quarterback starter?
No.
I maybe. I think
No,
a lot of
No.
these guys, though,
He's a
have
seventh
benefited
round
from
pick at
being in the
best.
college for a long time. You look at Bo Nix coming in and having all these starts and then quickly becoming acclimated in the NFL. So the more time you can play and get experience in college, I think the quicker you become a better NFL quarterback. You know, you look at guys like Brock Purdy. No one thought he was going to do what he could do, but he had so much time in college and is put in the right position and coaching wise in the NFL. Carson Beck might be that guy. He has the arm strength. Granted, he can't move around, but I wanted Mississippi to win the national championship just to stick it up Lane Kiffin's ass because this isn't college football anymore. This is NFL junior. This is now a professional football league officially. It probably has been for a long time. This was a really good game, though. This was a really good game.
Well, I tell you the thing about Carson Beck. Then I was texting Patrick all the game because we were like messaging back and forth the last 7 8 minutes. It was that intense. Um, that last Miami drive, I didn't like the way it started because Beck seemed to be putting too much air under his passes. I was like noticing, okay, these balls are fluttering a little bit too much. Then he kind of settled down and started, doing. Miami has that great short game that they use the whole with the screens and stuff like that. We saw that generate a touchdown, and Ole Miss didn't quite adjust to that. I thought the game was going to overtime. I was surprised that Miami scored. But yeah, like you're saying, guys, it was a great, one of the best college football games of the year by far. Especially the last few minutes, just back and forth. Then we've got the other extreme. Yeah,
Can
Indiana versus Oregon. Go ahead, Ray. Jump on in
can
here, man.
can we petition not Adam Silver, Roger Goodell to let Indiana to have a home game instead of the Panthers?
They might do better again. Well, we're going to talk about that. The thing about this game is, I wanted to go and say, well, okay, Oregon never had a chance, but they actually did. Okay, you can't throw a pick six on the first play of the game and expect things to go right from there. But they came back and they marched down the field and they get the game tied. But
And
from
that was
that
it.
point on, man, That
It was
was it.
over.
That
It
was
was
that.
35 unanswered.
They shot their shot, and you cannot make all those turnovers that they made against this Indiana team, because this Indiana team can beat you on offense. They can beat you on defense. That pass rush is
Special teams.
relentless. Special teams,
All
they
three.
are the complete package. Signetti, I guess, like, you know,
Dare I say the
Patrick said
total
something to
package?
the total package. Go ahead, Ray. Say it, man. The total package. No, Ray's not going to do it.
The
Fine,
total
Ray.
package.
The total package. Man, there's not a whole lot you can say about this game other than Indiana just beat the holy hell out of Oregon. And I mean, Oregon's not a bad team, but Oregon spent all week talking about how this would be different than the game in Eugene. They're right. It was. It was a lot worse. It was a
But
lot worse than the first game.
Oregon was really good team this season. But they weren't the best team in the Big Ten anyway. Ohio State was a better team. It's just Oregon had a better draw in terms of the playoff. But I ain't watched none of this game after a certain point. My question to both of you,
I turned it off too. It was like 42-7, or I'm like, that's enough.
did Dante Moore fuck up the number 2 pick?
I don't know, man. It's so many things went wrong in this game. Are you really going to lay it all on him? I don't think that's fair to lay it all on him, but
When it comes to
he,
quarterback assessment going into the combine,
Who has the second pick?
yeah.
the Jets.
No,
Well,
those him and Mendoza are the first two picks.
I would think, but
Mendoza goes to the Raiders, and who's got the number 2? You said
the
The
Jets.
Jets.
the Jets. They could use him.
Would you rather
Maybe.
have?
But
Okay, so they denied Chambliss though. Would you rather have Moore or Chambliss?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Chambliss,
So if
I would
if
go
I'm the Jets,
Chambliss if it was me.
if I'm the Jets, and I saw what Dante Moore did, and he'll be good. I think he'll be a good quarterback. Do I trade down and possibly get a Chambliss in the middle of the first round or the early second round and just get more picks? Because Mendoza proved he that dude is legit. I think he'll be a really good quarterback. He's got the size, he's got the arm, he's got the smarts, he's got the charisma, he's got all of it. After that,
I, I mean, Mendoza, I mean, he just what did he even play the second half? I mean, I don't think he played hardly any of the second half. They pulled him early, um, but he did all that damage. He won the Heisman too, didn't he?
won the
Yeah,
Heisman.
I mean, so there's not. I mean, you look at guys who won the Heisman, and then kind of transfer over to the NFL. Jaden Daniels, of course, is the one that jumps to mind immediately. This season
Kyler,
notwithstanding,
Cam,
but yeah, yeah. I don't know, man. I think like Mendoza's certainly going to the Raiders. You've already seen images of him in silver and black. I think
hmm
that's a done deal. Yeah, that number 2 pick's going to be interesting. If Chambliss doesn't get to go back to Ole Miss, if you're asking me, Tony, do I take Chambliss over Moore? I would say yeah, just on what I saw in the playoffs.
better arm
Um,
talent.
Chambliss will Chambliss willed Ole Miss almost damn near to the finals. And I was really impressed with his escapability, his vision, especially in that game against Miami, where he was facing one of the best defenses in the land, and you would never have known it. But anyway, Tony, your thoughts on this Indiana Oregon debacle? I guess you call it a debacle.
It's funny. I thought Oregon had the best chance out of everybody left in the semifinals to take Indiana out. So I mean, I'm not expecting a really good national championship game. Um, I don't. I don't even know. I don't think Miami can hang with Indiana whatsoever. Oregon really just sucked, though. I mean, you know, to come back down after the early turnover to be down 7-0 after like 10 seconds was great. But then how after that you just get your doors blown off, 35 unanswered was ridiculous. Um, I seen that pick six to start the game and I changed the channel. And when I came back, it was 35-7, and I never came back again. So it's interesting. There's been rumors of Signetti to the Raiders as well. I don't see that happening.
Oh,
He seems like a college coach to me. I don't know necessarily that he wants to go and deal with all of that. At the same time, You don't have to recruit. There's not recruiting trips. You just have to live the X's and O's in the NFL a little bit more than you do in college. I think he stays at Indiana, especially the fact that their NIL is secured up with the big donation announced from Mark Cuban this past week. So, yeah, Oregon will be good still. But yeah, that was a rough loss. But Indiana's just crushing people.
The the best thing about this realm with Signetti is they have no 5-star recruits. They did this all on coaching and chemistry. So winning this national championship that we all assume they will, right? We're in lockstep that Indiana's winning.
I, yeah, I mean, I think they've got to be the prohibitive favorite and heavily favored as well. I mean, if Miami can play mistake free, maybe they've got a shot in hell. But
But
if
they're
you
the
give
favorites, right?
Indiana, oh, Indiana's got to be the favorites. I mean, if
There's
you
no
give
line yet.
Indiana, yeah, I'm
So
gonna guess 10-point favorites, probably at
they're
least.
probably starting at 7.5, 8, I'd imagine, and then it'll
Yeah,
move. But the point is, they have no 5-star recruits. They're doing this all as 4-star recruits, great coaching, great chemistry. Winning the Natty will get them people who are interested in going. The dude already has proven that he's built a culture at a school that had no culture. He created one. All these dudes seem to love each other. They play for each other. So like that's a place that dude could be, a lifer there. He could be Frank Beamer. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be someone
yeah,
that stays there 20, 30 years. Why would he leave? He could be Eddie Sutton. He could be football Tom Izzo. Like why would I leave this? And they're
money,
gonna pay him all the money he wants.
lots of money. Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of money. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think obviously, yeah, Indiana's got to be considered a heavy, heavy favorite against Miami. Miami's going to have to play mistake free to have any hope in hell. Because as soon as they make a mistake, Indiana will make you pay. And Miami's got to force a few turnovers on their own. Do something to Mendoza to get him out of his comfort
Well,
zone. Maybe,
but
maybe they've got the defense to do it.
there you go. That defensive line, they again, I joked 17 deep, but they're at least 6 deep on the line. So they do not have to worry about blitzing. They could just keep running new edge rushers in and D linemen in. And if they can get any pressure on that line and drop back 6 or 7 every single play, they can make Mendoza have a rough night. I still think Indiana wins by a touchdown or more, but they can make it a tough night for him.
Opening spread is 7.5, over under 48.
That makes sense.
Call
It's
Ray.
at least a
I'll
Good
touchdown.
take.
call, Ray.
Give me Indiana and the over. Easy money.
I agree.
Yeah.
What's the total over unders? That's gonna be the
48.
money line. 48?
Yeah.
I'll take the over on that too.
I think Indiana scores 49 points. So
um,
like Miami just gave up 27 to Mississippi,
Ole
who
Miss.
didn't have their second best player on the field for almost half the fucking game. Like, folks, this is not going to be a good national championship game. You can be happy for Miami all you want and think that, oh, Miami, look at, they keep beating all these teams. That's the end of it.
So Tunny,
That's
if
it.
you turn on ABC
Uh,
and you see on the sideline Ray Lewis, Brian McKinney, Ed Reed,
Michael Irvin.
Michael Irvin, Ken
And that'll be the
Dorsey,
problem. They're
Greg
on the
Olson,
sideline and not in the game in their prime, Ray.
Willis
That's the
McGahee,
problem.
Clinton
And
Portis,
if they were in their game in
Andre
the prime, it might
Johnson.
not matter. It might
Oh
not
boy.
matter. All right. So on the final broadcast, this is going to be where we're going to take a commercial break. You guys watching live aren't going to hear it because we're still trying to figure out why audio doesn't. Well, actually, I could play the commercial because I know it's not going to come out on my end. I won't hear it, but you
Oh,
guys will probably hear
let
it
me do it.
fine.
Let me do it live. Let me do it live. Why are you listening to the chair shot?
There you go. That's
News,
not
reviews, and attitude with 3 dudes.
dudes with
Chairshot.com.
three attitudes. Yes, dudes
Always
with three
use your
attitudes.
head.
I love it. But yeah, as Ray alluded, we are the Four Corners Podcast. We're coming to you here today live, and we are a part of course, the Chairshot Radio Network on the chairshot.com. And we'll be right back after this quick commercial message somewhere in the parallel universe. But we're back now. So there you go. You guys
And it's
watching
you know
live
what's
never
crazy.
knew anything. Let's
You know what's crazy, Dave, is the
What's that?
audio that they're going to hear on Chairshot Radio Network just played a commercial, so we're good to go.
I know. That's all they heard. That's all they heard. Nobody needs to know any better. The doctor doesn't need to know about any of these issues that any of us
Hey,
are having.
Doctor,
just
doctor.
forgive me,
Doctor,
Tony,
doctor.
Tony,
Yes, sir.
Tony.
What's
Don't
up?
we have merchandise?
Head on over to prowrestlingtees.com/the chair shot. Check it out. Makes a great gift any time of the year. That's prowrestlingtees.com/the chair shot.
That boy's so
There you
cold. He ain't
go.
even got to be on the camera to do it.
No, it's just like this. It's the word of God out there,
I had
just
to get a
talking
beer.
about the chair shot merch. Oh, he had to get a beer. Important stuff. All right, let's switch gears. College football, great stuff. Let's get into the NFL. This is one of my favorite weeks of the NFL season, the wild card weekend, because it's still everything's up in the air, and no one knows exactly what's going to happen. And that is very true. We have got one, two, three, four, five, 6 games this weekend, starting today. Let's talk about the first game on the calendar. And that game is going to be none other than this one. Los Angeles Rams going into Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers, the NFC South champions somehow, some way. Um, they kind of certainly backed into the playoffs. They had a chance to clinch it outright. They blew it against Tampa Bay, then had to hold on for dear life as the Atlanta Falcons. I'm not even sure I understand how all that tie-breaking bullshit worked. Whatever the case is, the Panthers are the NFC South champions. They will take on the Rams. If I remember correctly, didn't the Panthers just beat the Rams a few weeks ago in a game that kind of kept Carolina's season alive? My thoughts on this one is, look, and this is a big if the Rams play up to their potential, they should win this game relatively easily and move on. But that is a big if because the Rams have been massively inconsistent. Stafford, especially the last few weeks, has been kind of all over the place. Bryce Young's got to be the feel good story of the NFL this year, right? I mean, this is a guy who people were talking about bust, super bust in the draft. Um, and the Panthers are just this team that kind of came out of nowhere, rebounded massively, won the NFC South. They get to host the LA Rams in a very winnable game for Carolina because I don't know who this Rams team is. There's a time in the year, and I told you guys, I thought the Rams were the best team in the NFL. I don't think that anymore. Um, as far as how I think this game goes, I'm still picking the Rams to win this thing because I just think they're a better team. I think Stafford has got that experience. The Panthers are a very young team. They may be prone to some mistakes. Yeah, you beat the Rams once. Can you do it again? They are at home. That's a big advantage for Carolina. I just think the Rams are the better team, and they're too good for the Panthers. But my confidence level on that, 55% maybe. That's sort of 55-45. Tony, what do you think about that? Well, you know what? I'm gonna go to Ray first because I want your opinion on the next game for obvious reasons. But Ray, and I want your opinion on this one too, Tony, but I want you to lead the conversation on the next one because it matters. Ray, your thoughts on Panthers and Rams, man.
You mentioned Bryce Young, who's had a really good season comparatively to what he's done the past 4 years. But we forget he's playing for his career because he's trying to get his fifth year and get into a second contract. So he had to put up some numbers. The Rico Dowdle trade last year really helped um, uh, because Rico Dowdle's played well. Chuba Hubbard's played well this year. Ted McMillan, shout out to the University of Arizona, uh, maybe the best rookie in the entire offensive all NFL this year. Uh, the Rams were the best team in the NFL, and then they lost to Seattle, and they haven't been the same. Stafford
Yeah,
hasn't
and
been the
that and
same.
the way they lost
The
too.
way
I
they
mean,
lost. But the bigger thing, they lost Devontae. I don't know if he's playing this week. I'm not sure. But the biggest thing for them is their defenses fell apart. And that's why I think Carolina's dangerous because Carolina has shown they can score, they can stay and they hang in games, they don't get beat, they don't get blown out a lot. Um, do not underestimate the Panthers in this game. Vegas has the spread Panthers plus 10. So they think they're going to get mollywopped as bad as Tunney thinks that Miami's going to get mollywopped. I would not be shocked if the Panthers shocked the world and beat the Rams. One thing about Matt Stafford, I love him. He'll probably win MVP. Great guy. Hall of Fame quarterback, unquestionably. As great as he's been, as clutch as he's been, he has the propensity to throw up stinkers in the playoffs. So I'm
He
not
does.
convinced this is a walk away, throw it in the back of the woodshed lock. I think the Panthers got a shot. I would not put money on this, so if I had to bet, I'm betting the Rams. I'd probably assume the Rams are gonna win, but you would not surprise me if we woke up tomorrow morning and the Panthers won the game 23-21.
No, I agree. This is why my confidence level is a little shaky on this because I don't know who the Rams are. If it's the team before Seattle, that game like you're talking about, Ray, Rams easy. This Rams team, I mean, they showed some life against Arizona when they absolutely positively had to have it. That's
They
encouraging. But
didn't show no life against Atlanta.
no, and I we'll see. Tunney, man, what do you think, man? Rams, Panthers, how do you see this one going down, man?
So quite the encouraging year for Panthers fans, the Panthers in general, going from where they were the last couple of years to Bryce Young breaking out a little bit, them surrounding him. Like Ray already talked about Rico Dowdle being added to that backfield with Chuba Hubbard. Tedero McMillan leads a young, very talented group of receivers with Xavier Legette and Jalen Coker, who I really, really think is going to be a star in this league. All that being said, they're going to get absolutely fucking lambasted this afternoon. I'm talking like a 5 touchdown win for the Rams, okay?
God damn.
This is the playoffs, guys. This isn't week 14, week 12, week 9. This is the fucking playoffs. Who do the Rams have? They have a Super Bowl winning coach. They have a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Oh, by the way, they did that together. Devontae Adams is healthy. They have a hell of a running game, so they travel. They're going to beat the doors off the Panthers. Expect this to get out of hand. 2 touchdown lead by halftime for the Rams.
He didn't even mention Puka or Kyron.
I said they have a hell of a
He
running game.
just
Matt
like they're
Stafford
just
is
they're
the MVP as well, by the way. 46 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and 4,700 yards passing. The next closest candidate is Drake May, who threw for 30 touchdowns, ran for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Well,
It's not
that'll
even
mean
close.
that'll mean shit because last year we saw what that means.
Well, I'm just telling you, this year. I'm telling you what's going to happen. As far as the Rams go, they have the Super Bowl, they have the league MVP, and they will be playing next weekend.
For the record, they should win. He should win MVP, but they're the 5 seed, and Stafford looks terrible. Has looked terrible the past 3 4 games. I would not be shocked if Drake May won it. They set a precedent. And by the way, the AP came out today. The AP teams and Matt Stafford's first team, Drake May second.
like Tony's saying, the Rams are 10, or you said it too, Ray. The Rams are 10-point favorites. They should cover that if they show up. If it's the Rams, if the Rams are who we think they are, they should cover that and move on. But, that's the big thing. Let's move on to the game that we really need to talk about because it directly involves two of the guys on this show. All the Chair Shot Radio Network shows, Bandwagon Nerds, Four Corners Podcast, Attitude of Aggression, Unidentified History, Patrick O'Dowd, PC Tunney. It is the Bears. It is the Packers. It is, holy crap. I mean, this game at this stage of the season, after what these two teams just went through a few weeks ago, and somehow the Green Bay Packers are 1.5 point favorites going into Chicago. Tony, explain to me why that's the right call and why the Packers are going to win this game. And you're going to send Patrick O'Dowd a very snarky DM later on or a text. So,
We won't
no,
even message each other.
what do you?
No matter what happens in this game, we will not talk to each other probably till next week about it. The 1.5 point spread is off. The Packers should be favored by a lot more. The Bears have not been in the lead
Yes.
in either game. No. This is reality. This
No.
isn't a
Agreed.
Packers fan talking. This is someone who covers the NFL. This is someone who went 40-19 against the spread last year, 9-3-1 against the spread in the playoffs last year. This is who's talking right now. The Bears have not led a single second in either of the games they've played. The Packers dominated the second game more than they dominated the first game. The offense is healthy. The Bears defense sucks. This is going to be a high-scoring game that the Packers are going to win by double digits. They're going to be in control. That's really the bottom line about it. Once again, we're talking about a head coach and a quarterback who have playoff success together going against a first-time head coach and a quarterback in his first playoff game. So I'm going with the Packers. I'm thinking like 34-14.
Ray, I'm going to go next because you're going to end up. Hold on,
Okay.
you're going to be
Yeah.
the tiebreaker on this because
Okay.
I disagree. I disagree with Tunney on it. I love you, Tunney, but I don't think it's going down that way. I've seen enough from the. Okay, if the Packers have a big lead, well, I mean they had a big lead last time. Um, the Bears, to me, and I've said this so many times this year, they remind me of the Commanders from a year ago. Just this team that hangs around and does clutch shit at the very end to pull these things out. Caleb Williams is an enigma to me. The guy looks
So
like absolute
what
ass
was what was
for
so clutch about
three.
Caleb Williams at the end of the game in Green Bay when he threw an interception to lose? What was clutch about that?
Somebody was wide
What was
open and
clutch
just missed
about
him.
it 2 weeks later when he was when he
When he
pulled it
got
out of his
lucky because the
ass to beat
Packers
them?
couldn't pick up. The Bears only won that game because the Packers couldn't recover an
It's
onside kick.
still he
Let's talk about the
still
Packers. The
won.
Packers
He
don't
still
lose big
pulled it
games.
off.
They lose big games in spectacular fashion on their own accord. The Packers don't get beat in
I
big games. They lose big games.
I wish Micah was playing. I think that would absolutely make a big difference for the Green Bay Packers. Who'd they get from Dallas? They just picked up Diggs, right? So this will be Diggs' first. I think this first game couldn't have come at a better time. He's going to be a key factor. Um, you know, do they have an answer for Moore? Do they have an answer for Swift? All that kind of stuff, man. I if you're right and Green Bay jumps on top of these guys and kind of gets on them and can really impose their will, then I think you're right. The Packers win this thing. I just don't. I've seen so much. The Bears are just. And I know Patrick does not give his team enough credit. The Bears are a good team, Tony. I think you'll admit that. The Bears are a damn good team, and they've surprised a lot of people this year. And I like that home crowd. I think this is the Bears' year to do something really special. And I know Patrick is going to shoot me for this because he's been hurt too many times. His exact words last night: "I've been hurt too many times over the past 40 years." I get it. I absolutely get it. I'm going with Chicago on this one. I'm sorry, Tony. I still love you, bestie. Please don't be mad
Well,
at
I
me.
don't really give a
Well,
shit who you pick. I know who's going to win.
Uh,
I don't really care.
uh,
You can pick whoever you want.
Ray, I'm going with the Bears. I think the Bears are the better clutch team. I don't know. Is Jordan Love healthy? Is Jordan Love fully healthy, Tony? Do you know that? I
he's
mean,
cleared.
he hasn't. He's cleared, so that's a big difference. If he's cleared and he's healthy, that is going to
Jordan
help
Love
the
was cleared
Packers
last week.
immensely. He just,
Yeah,
I
he could
mean,
have played
well, there's
last
no
week.
reason,
Yeah.
no reason to play him last week. So I mean, it made no damn sense. But I mean, you're talking one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports taking
Before Ray
place here. The
goes,
second game of the.
this is only the
Go ahead.
fourth time these two teams have ever met in the playoffs.
That's wild. And they've been playing since
Have the Packers have won?
1872.
Have the Packers won all? Have the Packers won all of them? Or
The Bears got one.
No,
I
I
don't know.
think the Bears won. The Packers won the NFC Championship the last time they played
Yeah,
each other.
The Jay Cutler
yeah.
game.
Yeah,
Jay
Cutler.
Cutler
Well,
game.
Cutler didn't even finish the game. Caleb Haney almost
That's
brought
why
him
I
That's the
back.
call it the Jay
BJ.
Cutler game. That's why I call it
That's
that.
the
Yeah,
BJ
Because
yeah.
he
BJ
I will.
Raji
I
game,
will.
right?
Yeah,
he refused to go back
I'll
in the game. Remember, he could have
go
Yeah.
went
ahead,
back,
Ray.
but
I'll
refused.
effort the other games.
Um.
Go ahead, Ray.
So first and foremost, Tony, everything you said at the beginning of your statement, I agreed with until you said that they should beat them by double-digit points. I disagree with that. And let me tell you why. The Packers are the better team because the Bears' defense is trash. The difference here we have is the Packers have one deficiency on their field, and that is stopping the run. What do the Bears do better than 30 other teams? They run the ball.
It's only the
They
third
dom-
matchup. Sorry, it's only the third
okay.
matchup in 2011 in the NFC Championship, and in 1941 in the divisional playoffs.
Sid Luckman.
Wow.
I don't even
Uh,
think it
Just
was
a little,
Luckman.
I
That
mean,
might have been
not
Hallis.
that long ago. Yeah.
but no, the Bears run the shot the ball and they eat up the clock and they dominate the time of possession. Jordan Love is a really, really good quarterback. Dare I say, on the verge of being great. But and they can put up points very quickly. Christian Watson's healthy, so that'll help.
It was
But
Sid Luckman.
yeah, but
Sid
they
Luckman threw for 41 yards in the win. Sorry, I'm done.
good big game. But they can dominate that dominate the line of scrimmage. They can dominate the time of possession, and they can run on them. And as good as Jordan Love is, and as inconsistent as Caleb Williams is, I trust Caleb Williams and the Bears in the last 2 minutes of a game, other more than I do the Packers. So the game I think will be close for 55 to 56 minutes. And if the Bears have the ball, I'm trusting the Bears because they've proven they will either score or they're gonna, like you say, the Packers just they lose games. All those games that the Bears lost at the end of the game, there was a possibility they could have won. Caleb just made the wrong read. So I think the Packers will win. I'm gonna take the Packers, but do not underestimate the Bears. This game will be very close. It's going to be a one-score game, probably closer to 3, 4 points. But the Packers are the better team. They have the better roster, and if they can hold off, they're not going to stop. But if they can hold off the Bears' running game, they can really run with the game a bit.
There's a reason Chicago and Philadelphia both lost in the final week of the season. Neither team wanted to play Green Bay.
I
Neither
agree.
team.
I agree, but we here now, my
They
boy.
both would rather play San Francisco, which is weird.
Well, it's not weird because they all San
Yeah.
Francisco's hurt.
Well, we'll get to that.
We'll talk about that in a minute. Look, I think it's going to be a great game. I think if it's Ray's scenario, I like my pick about the Bears coming through. I think they've just
Agreed.
been the better clutch team this year, Tony. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean they're the better team. But the better clutch team, like you can't tell me the Commanders were better than the Lions last, or maybe they were. Because if you look at the Lions' tailspin
No.
this year, maybe
Dan Campbell
I don't
outcoached
buy that.
himself. He outcoached
Yeah,
himself last year.
yeah,
That's one of the few times he was not the better coach on the field.
he got out coached. Yeah, exactly. All right, so there you go. Let's move the calendar to tomorrow and
Please
talk
let me
about
go
the.
first. Please let me go
I just
first,
wonder.
please.
I'm just
I will
looking
let.
over the Bears' schedule to see where their clutch wins were. Where were they? Where were they in all these losses? They lost by
Cincinnati,
3 and 4 points
They won
against the.
six out
Cincinnati,
of
Oh
11
Green
oh
games.
Bay.
yeah, the Bengals. Joe Flacco. That was clutch. Hmm.
Now that's hate. That's
Green
hate
Bay. They
talking.
didn't lead the whole
That's hate
game.
talking. That's hate talking.
Clutch.
That's hate talking. A
I
win's
Oh,
a
said I
then
win, my
big
sense
boy.
clutch.
bitter.
My bad. Big
Ray,
clutch
I
win over the
sense
Browns, 31-3.
I
Oh, a win's a
okay.
win, my boy.
I feel bitterness on the part of our good friend PC. He seems
I
to
just
he's
disagree.
anxious
I just
about this.
disagree with you. I just disagree with you.
All right. Well, you're entitled to that. You're my bestie. You're gonna disagree. Let's move to tomorrow though and talk about a very interesting game that we are gonna get. This one here, the first game of Sunday morning. Buffalo Bills going into Jacksonville to take on the shocking AFC South champion Jacksonville Jaguars, who have had one hell of a season. And Trevor Lawrence has answered a lot of the critics with a magnificent season. Hunter has had a big part of that as well. The Jags, one of the right there with the Bears, as far as one of the most pleasant surprises of this year. Ray, I know you want to head this off. I'm going to pose the question to you right now, man. This has got to be Josh Allen's year, right? I mean, this is it. His kryptonite is gone. There is no fucking excuse for the Buffalo Bills not to get to the Super Bowl. Go ahead. What are you saying here? Hate? Ray hates? What do you hate about this game, Raymond?
Because Josh Allen won the MVP over Lamar Jackson last year.
That's one
Oh,
of
that
many
get get
reasons.
over get over it, man.
No,
Come
that's
on
not the
now.
only
Go
reason.
ahead.
That's not the only reason. I as long so Josh Allen is a really good dude. A, like a from everything I've read and seen, a great human being, a great football player. I wish no ill will towards the guy. But as on the football field, I have a major problem with Josh Allen because of the double standard. Everything Josh Allen gets lauded for, he gets coddled for, he gets protected for, Lamar gets trashed for, attacked for, criticized for. So as a Lamar fan and as a fan of football in general, I don't want Josh Allen to ever be successful until Lamar gets become successful. Only because I just don't think it's going to be fair. And
Speaking
so
of bitterness, Tony.
no,
Speaking of
but see the
bitterness,
difference is I acknowledge my bitterness.
I don't live
Um,
in a bitter world. I just disagree with
I
some
do,
takes.
I do, and I want the Bills to lose horribly.
I
So
just,
this is
I'm
this
not
and
bitter.
this
I just think you're wrong.
this is the thing about this game, and
it's
I'll
fine.
get serious after this. I'll get serious after this. They refuse to acknowledge that James Cook has had 30 some odd yard 3,000 some odd yards in the past 2 seasons, rushing yards. They refuse to acknowledge that all all of the positive things that the Bills have had team wise, nobody cares because it's all Josh Allen. Josh Allen put them on the map. Josh Allen did this and that. Josh Allen did this. Josh Allen jumped over the leaf tall buildings in a single bound. He's all this stuff, right? So, if that's the case, you said it best. There's no Patrick, there's no Lamar, there's no Burrow. You all you have to do is worry about Trevor Lawrence, Drake May, and Bo Nix. Go get it done. And
Yeah.
but the beauty of it is there's gonna be another excuse because this is the weakest team he's had in 5 years. And look, man, I ain't no fan of that team down there in Root Beer Land. The Jaguars are stacked. Trevor Lawrence has been the best football player on God's green the last month of the season.
Yep.
And it's not just he's been doing. I think it's 19 touchdowns to one interception. He's rushed for like 200 some odd yards in the past 4 games. He is playing fantastic football. We have not mentioned Brian Thomas Jr. once all season. Jacoby Myers continues to get 7 catches a game. Tank Bixby and Travis Etienne, big brother, because I forgot little
Bigsby's up
brother's
in
name.
Bigsby's in Philly. Bashal Tutin's the backup.
That dude, what second guy who was always another crazy name, playing fantastic. The defense is just horses on that thing. I know technically they're cats, but you get the analogy. They're playing fantastic. Liam Cohen knows how to say Duval correctly, so they gave Trevor Lawrence a grill. The boy is cemented in the culture. And the Jaguars played in a surprisingly drastically tough division. They haven't given away any big games, and the Bills just be giving games away. I guess like Tony thinks that the Bears do. So I don't trust. And we spent this whole goddamn season talking about Mike Tomlin and John Harbaugh getting fired. John got fired. Mike Tomlin probably isn't. Sean McDermott ain't done shit. Nothing.
Well,
So
the
the
Bills lose this game, and John Harbaugh is the Bills coach next year. Period.
Tony, I'm gonna kick you in your fucking dick. Don't do that.
No, I'm telling
That
you,
don't do
if
that.
that happens, it
Don't
happens.
do that.
Yes, 100%.
T-
It will be
Dave,
because
mute this man. Mute
because
this man.
John Harbaugh. It would be the best landing spot for him. Would be Buffalo.
Mute that man.
I'm
Mute
just
that man.
telling you. I'm just
I'm not
telling you.
listening to shit you say up there in Milwaukee
Okay,
land.
well, I don't.
Um, no, Josh Allen can single-handedly put the team on his back, but the Jaguars got the whole team on top of his back. Jaguars, all the you Tony has said twice in the show so far that run the score up, right? Right? The Bears gonna run the score up. The not the Bears, but I'm sorry, the Rams gonna run the score
Bears,
up. The
Rams,
Hoosiers
Packers,
gonna
all of
run
them.
the score up. The Jaguars gonna run the score up. 30-13.
You think the Jags 30-13 on this one?
Dog. The Josh Allen's gonna be humbled. Humbled.
Okay.
And then
Tony,
First
you
Take is gonna
agree?
come on Monday morning and be like, "But they didn't have enough help though."
Yeah,
Liam
maybe.
Cohen's the NFL Coach of the Year.
Mike McDonald,
No
but
one
continue.
had Jacksonville winning 12 games and having a home playoff game in the first. Nobody. And the biggest thing he did was put the run game back there. No one had Trevor Etienne running for 1,100 yards and a bunch of touchdowns. Nobody did, and that's helped Trevor Lawrence a ton. Brian Thomas Jr. was out. He lost fucking Travis Hunter early, and he's still been phenomenal there. So good for them. They're going to be really good. They're going to continue to be really good. Buffalo's going to win this game.
God damn it!
Buffalo's going to win this game because they can consistently run the ball, and that's what they're going to do.
No, no.
Okay, well,
This
whatever.
is no. This is not the narrative we want to put forward on this podcast. If you're my friend, if you're my albino brother that I know you are, you will have my back this one time.
I already made all my
Okay,
picks
not
on
this time.
DWI, so I can't change my mind, Ray. I'm sorry.
Oh, you pay. Okay, I didn't. Well, okay.
See,
You could. You,
Dave.
you are in a consequence-free zone, Tony. You can change your pick if you want.
See,
I
Dave. You
no,
think
Um,
you know a dude. You think you
I'm
know a
telling
dude.
you,
We.
I'm
How
picking
many
what I
days have
think
we
is going to
spent together?
happen.
How many years have we spent
um,
together? Spending the night at each other's houses, doing each other's makeup and each other's toenails, talking about boys. Like all this time we done this,
you
and you gonna
guys
turn on
listening
me
live
now?
are getting some salacious
Uh,
details here.
oh man,
I'll go. I
deflating each other's
agree.
balls.
Yeah, I agree with PC Tony. I think the Bills get this done here
God
tonight. I
damn
think.
it!
Give Dave the same
Sorry,
speech you just gave me, motherfucker.
I'm sorry. Look, I think
He's your
this is.
friend
I think
too.
if I will say this, the pressure is entirely on Josh Allen.
Wait
He's
till I
got to
pick
deliver.
Pittsburgh.
There's
Yeah,
you.
you
I mean,
probably
Tony's
are.
right.
Pittsburgh and the
Buffalo.
Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Buffalo, and the
Don't worry,
AFC
we'll talk.
Championship game bullshit.
We'll talk Texans Steelers in a minute. No, that's not happening. But I think like Tony's saying, Buffalo can run the ball better. This is still a very young Jacksonville team. Buffalo's got all that experience. I kind of fall back on that. They've been through these wars. They've yes collapsed massively against the Kansas City Chiefs, but this is a team that beat the Baltimore Ravens with everything on the line. Has come through with big wins when they've needed it. They just haven't got the win. They're not a
Did
team.
they
They
beat the
don't lose
Ravens
in
or
the
did
well.
Mark Andrews drop a ball?
What did the final score say, Ray?
I,
Wow.
I, do, I
Uh-huh.
do not
Wow.
recall.
Now you can be
Yeah,
more
and
mad at
I
Dave than
just
me.
just
do not
just
recall.
I mean, this is
Who they
this is a
going
lawyer
Dave?
coming out. This
Who
is a
who
lawyer giving you an answer, buddy.
who Josh Allen gonna throw the ball to? Is fucking Andre Reed coming back?
James Lofton.
I don't know. Yeah,
Stevie
James
Johnson?
Lofton,
Steve
James
Steve
Lofton,
Tasker. Don Beebe. Don
Don
Beebe,
Beebe,
baby.
Don
Don
Beebe,
Beebe.
Don
Super
Beebe.
Bowl MVP, Don Beebe.
Hey, he
Look,
won a Super
I
Bowl
I
with the
think
Packers.
that's it. I like. I think Tony's onto something. I think Buffalo will run the ball better. I like Jacksonville's a great story. You may be right. I don't think it'll be 30-13, but it will no, I think pretty early in that game you'll get a good feel for what's going to happen and Trevor Lawrence and how they respond to this big spotlight being cast upon them. I like the Bills based on their experience. And just Josh has got to know. I mean, if he's anywhere close to what everybody's saying, I get what you're saying, Ray. It's not fair, all these, double standards for Josh as opposed to Lamar, because both of them have choked. Let's be honest. All right. Both of them have choked in the biggest moments possible. Both of them. This is Josh's chance to erase that. The Bills have got more experience than anybody else in the AFC. They should get to the Super Bowl if you're basing it just
Second,
on experience.
second most experience in the AFC.
Who else has got it?
The Pittsburgh Steelers have more experience than them.
Well, Aaron Rodgers by
Not,
himself.
not in
Yeah.
the
I mean,
playoffs. Not
Jesus
recently.
Christ.
Well, when you go to the two biggest positions on a team in the playoffs
Rodgers and
between
Hayward.
coach and quarterback, they have way more playoff experience.
All right.
I give
So
I
we'll
give
get
you that, but it's
yeah, yeah.
55, 53 on the roster, and like
Well,
only two
well,
of them
yeah.
got it.
Tomlin and Rodgers. We're going to get to that game
And
in a
Hayward,
minute.
and give
And
Cam Hayward credit
yeah,
because he's been there for like 30 years. By the way,
Yeah.
So
everybody
only the
listening,
best
everybody,
offensive player, the best defensive player, and the coach have more experience
and
than
they
the other
both
team. So
75
it's
years
just
old.
that, though. Just that.
And
That's
they
not a
both
lot.
75 years old. Hey, everybody listening on whatever listening device you're listening to, on Twitter, on Periscope, on
Uh
Vine,
oh.
on
Uh
Tout,
oh.
wherever you're
Uh oh.
listening, it be
Wow.
your own
I
people. Do
don't.
you hear me? It be your own people. God
All
damn
right.
it.
Hey
Ray's
Ray,
making up
we
platforms that
love
we're
you.
streaming on now.
Ray,
It's
we
like, I
still
don't
love
know if
you.
we're on there, man. We still love you, Ray. All right, let's
Uh
move
huh.
into one of the most intriguing matchups that we are going to get of this entire weekend. I mean, this is going to be a good one as well. And I mean, there's a little bit of history here for this game between these two teams that have turned into kind of a rival, right? We got big time game. San Francisco 49ers going into Philadelphia, their own personal house of horrors, basically, to take on the defending Super Bowl champions. My favorite team, the Philadelphia fucking Eagles, man. Anybody knows I got no love for these guys based on me being a Commanders fan. But I got to say, guys, this is a very interesting matchup because the Eagles are another team that started red hot, right? Look like world beaters. They look like the defending Super Bowl champions. Like these guys are just going to steamroll everything. And then something changed midway through the season. I don't know if it's, internal strife. Saquon Barkley has not been who he was a year ago. And I don't know if that's deliberate or not. Jalen Hurts has had his moments. The Eagles defense has shown susceptibilities and some weaknesses here and there. The 49ers, like you guys are saying, are they healthy? Are they healthy enough to pull this off? I mean, you look at the NFC Championship game, what was it, a few years ago, when the Niners looked like, okay, they're going to come into Philadelphia and they really have a shot. And then Purdy got hurt and they had nobody to throw the ball. And they just threw in the towel and ran the ball, and Philadelphia just beat the brakes off of them to get to the Super Bowl. I don't think this game will be that sort of situation. Um, but man, this is a tough one. And what's the spread? So the spread on the Jacksonville game was Jacksonville -1.5. This one's Philly -6.
It's a crazy spread. It's a crazy spread.
I'll I'll take the leap of lot of faith on this one and go first on this. As much as it pains me to say, I like the Eagles in this match. I like the Super Bowl pedigree. They are the defending champions. They seem to be. I mean, you can't look at last week and the loss of the Commanders as anything because Barkley didn't play, Hurts didn't play. That's the situation. When it's on the line, when it really comes down to it, and Philadelphia's got to make or break. I like that Super Bowl pedigree, but on the other hand, the Niners, it's not like they haven't been there. It's not like Purdy and those guys haven't been there. But for the Kansas City Chiefs, another team victimized by the Chiefs, the 49ers would be, have six Super Bowls or at least five or six or seven in their locker room right now. Um, but this is going to be a really good game. I really like the fact that we're getting this game early on. I mean, confidence levels are 50-50 on this one. The Niners can absolutely win this game. Absolutely, they can win this game if Purdy plays well, if McCaffrey's healthy enough to play, they get some plays early on, get that crowd, stifle that crowd, take them out of the game. Put it back on Jalen Hurts, man. I know Jalen Hurts has come a long way. He did everything possible, everything right last year to get the Eagles that Super Bowl. Um, I still like the 49ers chances if it comes down to Jalen Hurts versus Saquon, but I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning this. I think their defense will make a big play at the most opportune moment, and Philly will defeat the Niners and move on. But Tony, why don't you go next, man? What do you got in this one? Eagles, 49ers, big game for Wild Card weekend. How do you see this one going, man?
Just stack the box against the Eagles. Period. Niners will win this game. This is another road victory on Wild Card weekend. Uh, Christian McCaffrey's healthy. It looks like who's the big left tackle? Ray
Trent Williams.
was going to play. He was out resting that hamstring. I think they have enough health on defense to take care of the Eagles. I mean, make them pass the ball. If you can get up and make them pass the ball, it's going to be rough. I'm going with the Niners. That's four road teams in a row I've picked to start Wild Card weekend. Brock Purdy, the most underrated quarterback in the NFL. Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts on a neutral-ish roster football team. I'll take Brock Purdy.
Um,
Ray,
there's a
you
man who
with
won
Tony on
14.
this one, or
There's a man who won 14 games this season, and nobody's giving him any credit. I think Sam Darnold's the most underrated quarterback in football in the NFL. Purdy's good though. Purdy's really
Seattle's
good,
got a really good
and
defense.
they're not winning games 7-3. They putting some points up. Purdy be slinging that hodo, and Purdy, now that he's healthy and he's kind of got his legs together, been moving around a little bit. So he can extend the pocket a little bit, get Kittle open in the flats, get Juwan Jennings down the field. They can throw some points up. There's one problem though. Trent Williams is maybe playing, but I don't know that he's healthy. The Eagles, if they can get a good blitz, they got the best uh, slot corner. Uh, your white side of your half and half Tunny is
Coop.
represented. Shout out to Coop,
He's
great
dating
player.
Nikki Bella, by the way.
I know that's well, that's cougar ish, but do you think? I'm not a hater. Uh,
nah,
but
don't be hater.
Hey,
don't be hating.
I'm sure she's trying real hard, if you know what I mean. So good for her.
Ah, boy. But he balling. So look, many people have tried to delineate Jalen Hurts to just don't let that boy get some rhythm and start slinging the ball because the most open secret in all of the NFL is the Eagles got a hell of skill position dudes, right? I don't know what the deal with Saquon is this year. I think they probably overused him last year trying to get the record, and they didn't. But I think Saquon, much like Bijan Robinson and Jameer Gibbs, is a better receiver than running back. Get him out of the backfield, run some Texases, run some wheel routes, and make the defense and linebackers who's short. They don't have no Fred Warner. They have no Devorah Bowman. They have no Patrick Willis. All them dudes is out. So like they really struggling right now at the linebacker position. Those of you thinking I'm stupid, I'm not. That was on purpose. Um, but Fred Warner is out. Um, that can
I
that.
was waiting for you to recover from your Patrick Willis comment.
Ah,
I was
is
like,
Ken Norton Jr. playing in this one, Ray?
I'm gonna let
Is Ken
him do
Norton
this.
Jr.
I
out
know
there?
how smart he is.
I was gonna keep throwing some more old people out. I mean, Garrison
Matt
Hurst ain't
Millen ain't
playing this
walking
week.
through that door. Ronnie
No,
Lott ain't walking through that door.
hey,
Dana,
Romanowski,
Dana
buddy.
Stubblefield, Charles Haley ain't walking through that door.
Charles Haley.
Dwight Clark is doubtful for the game. Um,
Bill Romanowski ain't walking
Just
through that
just
door.
just a bit, Ray. Just a bit doubtful, buddy.
just give Bill Romanowski
Oh
the
yeah,
same
he
the,
fucking zombie linebacker. Bill Romanowski,
give Romanowski the same venom that Bane takes, and he'll
one
be
of the
on the field.
dirtiest
Ah,
players ever. Bill Romanowski.
But no, I trust Jalen Hurts a lot more than you do. Um, I know we all kind of give T. Higgins the de facto best second receiver in the league. There's a
Oh,
dude who
Devonta.
won the Heisman by the name of Devontae Smith, who is a monster. Don't forget Dallas Goddard's out there. AJ Brown is the Anquan Bolden of this era. I got the Eagles. I think they're the better team, mostly because they're the healthier team. I also think they're gonna if you can limit CMC more so in the passing game than the running game, I'd let him run for 20 yards. I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna beat me out the backfield. That's what
Well,
you're not gonna do.
he hasn't been getting a large yards per carry like he
You
used to
so
because he
you
hasn't
see what
really
I'm putting
broken
down.
anything. They'll still give him the ball 20 to 23 times and he'll
They
get
have
close
to.
to 100. But
Yeah.
right, otherwise you're just attacking Purdy the whole game. Yeah.
But you see what I'm putting down, right? It's
Yeah.
outside of the backfield he's
I
killing
just
them.
think you're
And
wrong.
okay. But so ultimately Saquon needs to get 7 catches for about 70 yards. And you need to limit what Juszczyk and CMC do out the backfield. And I think very easily the Eagles win the game. Jalen Hurts, do not underestimate the boy arm in this game. I think they're ready for it.
Love this show, man. None of us were like not unanimous on anything other than Indiana is winning the
We
national championship. But
we
beyond
we
that,
could have been unanimous on our hating on Buffalo, but no, my friends had to turn on my
I
back.
think we're about to
Before
be. I think we're about to be super unanimous on one game.
maybe
maybe. Let's talk about the last game on Sunday, which is another one that's going to be very interesting. And this one is going to be, let's get it in here. Okay.
That's what she said.
That is what she said, but
don't be
okay.
hey hold on. Don't
What?
don't be don't be judgmental because he could say that too.
He
He
can.
could.
He
He
can.
could.
And nothing wrong with that. But what is interesting is this battle in
We're
Boston.
for everybody,
The
y'all.
Los Angeles,
Four corners is for everybody.
it
That's
is. We
fine.
are very
I
inclusive
I
here.
just don't. I don't know that Michael Scott ever said that's what he said. That's all I'm saying. It's just
No,
kind
it's
of
fair
like
enough.
a.
Fair
It's
enough.
a reference.
Fair
It's
enough.
not a. Yeah, he could say it. Yeah. He doesn't even. He
Let's
doesn't even have to
talk.
be gay to say it.
Right. Let's talk about the Chargers and the Patriots. We talked about Matt Stafford earlier as far as the first match, first game that coming up this weekend. If there's anybody who's going to wrest the MVP away from Matthew Stafford, it's Drake May, who has been a fucking revelation in Boston this year. Nobody in their right mind could have seen the Patriots becoming this good this quickly. And you got to tip your hats. What, Vrabel? I mean, you're talking about guys who might be coach of the year. You know, the Jags, yes. Mike Vrabel is right there as well as far as consideration. This is going to be a hell of a game because you've got two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL in one place at one time, both trying to make a name for themselves. Justin Herbert, Drake May. Which of these teams? I mean, the Chargers have been up and down a lot this year. They've looked great. They haven't looked so good at times. They've made some mistakes. I watched the game against the Commanders way early in the season, and they blew that one out their backside. But you know something, Ray? I'm going to go to you first on this one, man. Who do you got, man? Chargers, Patriots, New England, New England is a 3.5 point favorite in this game. Should be a good one. What do you think, Ray?
So one of the most damning places to play in football is that goddamn Razor Blade
Gillette
Stadium.
Stadium.
That fucking
Yeah.
stadium, bro. It's something about that stadium, man, that just makes people just make terrible decisions or fumble the ball or miss kicks or all this kind of stuff. Vrabel is the man. Vrabel's a fantastic coach. He's a people's coach. Drake May has been damn near perfect for like most of the season. Here's the problem. The Chargers are scrappy. Herbie's moving, he's using his legs a lot more this year, which has really helped. But Trevion Henderson missed practice Friday. We know Diggs' problems he's been having. Christian Barrymore is having problems. It's a lot of bullshit going on in that locker room. A lot of unnecessary attention that doesn't normally happen in the New England locker room. Vrabel is built for this. But nobody on this current Patriots team has dealt with this kind of scrutiny, whether it be the Diggsy, notwithstanding because he's old, but whether it be the issues that people are doing and having in their personal lives, or the pressure of a home playoff game, with your second year quarterback and your second year running back and so I am a little,
Rookie running back.
yeah, you're right, he is a rookie, I'm sorry. So I'm a little concerned about the Patriots and their ability to kind of be stable and steady in this game with the Chargers team. That yeah, they may have a Marion Hampton as a rookie, right? And they have some young people on the squad, but as a whole, most of the people on this team have been in the playoffs. The defense is always going to be up and down, but they have legitimate superstars and hard hitters. Derwin James, again, another Pro Bowl nod. Uh, I'm gonna call the upset. I think Herbie, I think Uncle Jim, and I think The San Diego Don't Call Me Los Angeles, aka the Pacific Coast Highway Chargers, are gonna go into
Pacific
Gillette.
Coast Highway Charger.
Are gonna
Might
go
as
into
well, Tony. I mean,
That's great. That's quality
I love
podcasting
it.
right there.
The PCH Chargers. Let's go. Let's go. I like it, man.
they're gonna go into Gillette. I think they're going to shock the Patriots, and I think they're gonna not. It's not gonna be like 10 points, but like I can see it being a touchdown win. I can. Herbie is due, bro. He ain't never won a
Hmm.
game in the playoffs. The boy do. The boy do. So we'll see. I tell you this: if Drake May makes one turnover, that's it. He has to play mistake-free football. He has to.
Tony,
So
are you with Ray on this, or what do you think?
3 times the Chargers have had to travel to the opposite coast this year.
Hmm
3 times.
Probably lost
On
all three. I'm
October
imagining.
on October 12th, they went down to Miami and won by 2 after giving up 27 points to the Dolphins.
Eh,
On September 28th, they traveled to New York, New Jersey, if you want to be more specific about it, and lost to the Giants by 3.
eh,
The last time they traveled across the country was November 16th. They lost 35-6 to the Jaguars.
eh. Hey, guess what,
Drop
Tony?
us, drop all the fucking points you want and take the New England Patriots, and then give your kids a better Christmas next year.
Hey, guess what, Tony? Guess what? That happened last year.
It's going to happen this year again. For all of you who haven't celebrated Orthodox Christmas yet, make your kids' Christmas better. Lay the points. Put whatever you have in your Christmas fund on the New England Patriots
You know
on
what?
Sunday
Nah,
night.
put it down. Give your kids a good Martin Luther King Day. How about that?
Whatever. Make some money. Bet the Patriots.
Ball out on your children for Groundhog's Day.
There you go. Arbor Day's coming up, so
Or, well,
you got
Plant,
that's in
plant an
April. That's
expensive
if
tree
you
in
if
honor
you
of Drake May's victory against the fucking LA Chargers. You want to
buy
know
a
what's
nice.
hilarious? Do you guys listen to any of the interviews Fernando Mendoza has done since winning the Heisman and the champion and a couple playoff games for Indiana?
I watched the SVP interview. Yeah.
He sounds like he should be sitting in a car with Jim Harbaugh driving from coast to coast. Those two seem like the same nerdy fucking geeks.
well, we know a little
I
bit
agree.
about nerdy fucking geeks since all three of us qualify. I'm just throwing that out there.
Listen to Bandwagon Nerds every Monday on the Chairshot.com. Chairshot Radio
Or
Network.
tomorrow if you really want to.
Live tomorrow, right here on this feed.
Are we going
That's
live?
right.
Oh yeah, we're
We're
going live
going
tomorrow.
live tomorrow. We're going
Oh,
live, pal.
Starting the tournament
Live.
tomorrow.
I need to
No
wear I
net.
need to
Yeah,
wear
we're
my good nipple
starting the
tassels and
tournament.
my good thong.
Yeah, yeah. Dress up, a little bit, Ray. So, as far as this game is concerned, I agree with my bestie PC Tunney. I think sorry, Ray. I
Collusion!
think I
Collusion!
collusion. I- Look,
It's
that
called the
stadium,
smell
like Ray,
test.
I agree with you, Ray, that stadium, the Gillette Stadium, does weird things to teams that should do well there. And one of those teams I remember years ago. Remember the Chargers? San Diego Chargers were 14-2 and had to go to New England,
Yeah,
and
but they
everything
had
fell
Marty Schott.
apart.
That had
Ladainian
nothing to do with
Tomlinson.
New England and everything to do with Marty Schottenheimer.
There you
Next,
Oh,
go. There
stop!
you go.
next.
Marty Schottenheimer's so bad at winning. Marty Schottenheimer can't even fucking. Marty Schottenheimer can't even win
Regular season champion Marty Schottenheimer.
the
Yes,
greatest
he's
of
the
all
greatest
time.
regular
Marty
season coach of all
Schottenheimer
time.
should have been a Premier League coach because there's no postseason.
Yeah. I do like the Patriots in this one. I think Drake May is going to ball out. I think this is going to be a really good game. Herbert you talk about Drake May has to play mistake-free football. I'll flip that around you. Justin Herbert has to play
Yeah,
mistake-free football
100%.
for the Chargers to have any chance in this game. I don't know if he can do it. This is a guy who's just had it's just the Chargers, man. They're up and down. This would be a statement win for the LH. I almost said San Diego Chargers for the PCH Chargers. This would be a statement victory if they can go into Boston and beat the Patriots in that stadium with the season that can they do it? Yes, they can. Will they do it? I don't think so. I like going across country. What's the weather like? And going to be like in Boston tomorrow? Probably pretty rough.
42
It's an outdoors
and possibly
42.
light rain.
Yeah, that's definitely going to favor the Pats in that situation. They're, this is the thing I love about the AFC, the great stories, these teams that have, I mean, and the NFC has the Panthers, sure, but the Jags and the Patriots, there are no two better feel good stories in the NFL this year than these two franchises that are way ahead of schedule. I like the Patriots in this one. Sorry, Ray. I think Herbert will make a mistake at the worst time. And I like Vrabel as a coach over Uncle Jim. I'm sorry, man. That's just me.
Uncle Jim's a better coach. Vrabel has a better ear to the ground for his players, I think.
He does. Well, he's player, player coach sort of since. I mean, if he
I
could
mean,
suit
well, to
up,
be
he'd be out
fair,
there.
you telling me
He
Jim?
would be
You
out
telling me
there.
Jim? You telling me if old man Philip Rivers came back, you telling me Jim couldn't get back and come back and do one
But
quarter as quarterback
or
for the Colts?
Vrabel could do a quarter. I mean,
Jim
I
Vrabel can
mean,
Harbaugh's
play a whole
60
game.
something, dude.
Jim Harbaugh's in better shape than the dudes that just came in the
Ray,
league.
just
did
next
Philip
game. Stop,
Rivers?
stop, stop,
All right.
stop, stop.
Let's move on to
Don't
the
twist the
final
toes, Uncle Jim.
game of Wild Card Weekend. This is going to be one that's personal for Ray. I know it because of
Oh
what
boy.
happened this last week.
Actually,
This
Ray
it's
is
and I
going
personal for
might
the
on
not be
other
friends.
reason.
Monday.
It's
Ray and
personal
I
for the
might
other
not be
reason.
friends after this one.
It's personal for the other
Monday
reason.
night. So Monday night we get this game that's coming up, and it is going to be a very interesting one. Sorry to have to show you this graphic, Ray. It might be painful, but it's appropriate. Houston Texans going into Pittsburgh to take on, I'm sorry, Ray, again, the AFC North champion,
You don't have to say that. You
Pittsburgh
could just said the
Steelers.
game. You could just said the game.
Uh,
You didn't have to
I'm
say the
trying
The
to.
acronym.
This is
2025 AFC
The
North
six-time world
champion,
champion,
Pittsburgh Steelers.
35 Hall of Fame was having. Like, no, Pittsburgh.
Heavily recently
it's
defeated the Baltimore
uh,
Ravens.
yes, in heartbreaking
Be
fashion for
your
Ravens
own
fans.
people.
Should we go on, Tony? Let's stop while we're ahead, right? Sorry, Ray. Um, the Texans, who seem dead in the water about midseason, have been one of the best, if not the best teams in the AFC the back half of the season. CJ Stroud answering a lot of the questions here in his third year. I mean, this he maybe regressed a little bit in year two. This is year three. He has been lights out. The Houston Texans have been playing as well as anybody. The Steelers, obviously up and down, but they made it happen when they absolutely positively had to have it. So I'm obviously going to you first, Ray Cash. Nobody knows
Yes.
the Pittsburgh Steelers better than you do. What do you think, man? Texans, Steelers, Monday night, last game of Wild Card Weekend. Who gets this one?
Let me talk about the Texans first before I get to the Steelers. First and foremost, I live in the city of Houston. So, as much as I'm a Ravens fan, I probably know the Texans in and out better than any other team in the league because it's all I hear all day, every day. CJ Stroud, you mentioned, third year, struggled last year, even though they went uh, to the division round
Playoffs.
in the playoffs and had an actual shot to beat the Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes and his voodoo dust. Um, it doesn't get talked about enough that his favorite weapon and his best friend Tank Dell had one of the most horrific injuries you could ever have, and is out all season. They have had almost no running game until 5'2" Woody Marks decided, oh, I can get 70 yards a game. But Joe Mixon missed almost the whole season. Nick Chubb is playing on half of a cadaver of a knee. Like, so the offensive line has more holes in it than 15-day-old pennyholes. Like, it's bad, right? So for CJ to
Pantyhose.
for
Pantyhose. Wow, we
I,
got a
I was
pantyhose
raised
reference.
I was raised by
All
my
right.
grandparents. I'm sorry, I'm old. I'm old soul. Uh so all these young whippersnappers just walking around bare-legged. Sorry, that's my grandma speaking. Um, but so to do the things that they've done offensively has been amazing if you look at all things considerably. But this is not a team that's run by their offense. This is this This defense has potential to be one of those defenses we remember. Legion of Boom, the Derrick Brooks uh, defense of the Bucks. Like they not this year, but they're on that level of potential because they're great in all three levels, right? And so he won't win it because you break a record, you're going to win Defensive Player of the Year. So shout out to Miles Garrett. But Will Anderson is probably the most important defender in the league because of what he brings to this team, his leadership that he brings to this team, and him and Daniil Hunter. People are running for their lives behind these lines, which brings me to Pittsburgh. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm gonna cough in I'm gonna cough in remembrance of the history of the
You're
Steelers
gonna
because they're about to
throw
die.
up in your mouth, aren't you, Ray? You're gonna throw up in your mouth. I got you. Yeah.
The reason that Baltimore struggled against Pittsburgh and let it be a game, and I'm being legitimate, this isn't fandom, whatever, is because Baltimore has no pass rush whatsoever at all. Not I my cough is more dangerous than the pass rush that they have. So old man, 45-year-old Aaron Rodgers, I know he's 41. I'm be trying to add on and be facetious. Uh, could actually move around in the pocket and feel comfortable throwing the ball to 75-year-old Adam Thielen, to 36-year-old Pat Fryermuth. He's probably 25, but I can't tell because he's been in the league for 75 years. That man's gonna die on Monday. That you might as well just go ahead and we already know that's the worst turf in the league anyway, right? So you might as well go ahead and make a divot and put your boy Rogers in the dirt. Was what's about to happen because all them boys gonna go after him. He's gonna get sacked about 4 or 5 times. Will Anderson Jr. with the sack. The new Hunter with the sack. Corner blitz by Derek Stingley. It's gonna be bad. And DK is gonna try to overdo what he couldn't do the past 2 games because of his suspension.
Pension.
Their best bet, their best bet is to run running back screen after running back screen after running back screen and keep that boy off the dirt and let their best players on their team, which are Gainwell and Jalen Warren, let them be that. And defensively, I have no doubt that CJ and Nico Collins can go out there and drop 30. None. No doubt whatsoever. So it's gonna be a bad day for Pittsburgh. It's gonna be a bad day for PC Tunney, who likes to come on to this show and any other sports show that him or I appear on. Likes to talk about how his has this pristine win-loss record and get betting against the spread, 40-19-2 against the spread. It's not 3-1 in the playoffs, and he's about to lose this one. He's about to lose
I didn't even pick yet.
vociferously
I didn't even
on
pick
this
yet.
one.
Hey,
I didn't even
he
pick
hasn't
yet.
even picked yet,
Motherfucker, I
Ray.
know
Come
you're gonna
on
pick the
now.
Steelers
Come
because
on.
you and Andrew like to spite me when it comes to this team. And the Steelers could be playing Kratos, Godzilla, the number one seeds in the goddamn bandwagon nerds battle royal madness tournament, and you'd be like, Steelers by a
Godzilla?
point.
Are you done?
Yes.
Godzilla.
Are you done now?
Go
I
ahead,
could go
Tony.
longer, but no, I'm gonna let you have it. So you can
No,
tell the world
you've set it up.
how
I,
fugazi you are by
I
picking the Steelers.
assume Ray is picking the Texans in this one. I'm just going to go out on a limb and go ahead, Tony. Your turn,
Shocking, I
man.
know.
I'll because Ray took all the time up for this game. I'm going to be brief about it. So one team is 30th in the league in um, pass blocking win rate, and another team is fourth in the league in pass rush win rate. The team with fourth in the league in pass rush win rate is the Steelers, and the team 30th in the league in pass block win rate is the Texans. I'll take the team with the Hall of Fame quarterback and coach that is fourth in the league in pass rush win rate. Give me the Steelers at home.
Wow.
If you can't tell by
Ray,
my camera going off, I quit.
Ray, come back on camera. This is live, pal. So Houston's a
That's my
3-point
pick, man.
favorite. Houston's a 3-point favorite. On this one, I am firmly aligned with the Reverend Ray Cash. I think Houston beats the hell out of Pittsburgh in this game. I don't look. Aaron Rodgers is one thing. I think he's going to get destroyed in
Can
this game.
can
I agree with. Sure,
can I relay breaking news?
sure. What's happening?
The number 2 college basketball team, Michigan Wolverines, have lost in Ann Arbor to the Wisconsin Badgers, 91-88.
Ooh, there you go. That
What
is
was the score?
breaking news.
91-88 in
Wow,
regulation.
hell of a
In
game.
regulation. Yeah.
Let's go, Bucky.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Going back to the Texans and Steelers, yeah, I just think Houston's a team with so much momentum and they've played so well down the stretch. And yeah, Pittsburgh came through when they had to. They're going to get DK Metcalf back. They are at home. Tunney is right. They've got as far as Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame coach. Mike Tomlin can get it done, although he hasn't done it in the playoffs lately. Pittsburgh has not been a very good playoff team the past few years. That's indisputable. I like Houston in this one for a lot of the reasons that Ray said. I think they got the more complete team right now. I like what you're saying, Tony. I mean about pass rate win versus pass rate loss and that sort of thing, and that bodes well for the Steelers. I like Houston in this one. They've been the better team down the stretch. There's nobody who's been better than Houston down the stretch that I can think of. Looking at teams who just caught fire and went down the stretch and just beat up on everybody. I got the Houston Texans. There you go, Ray. I do agree with you every once in a while, man. So
Hey,
no, I
hey,
don't think did we have a unanimous pick? We didn't even
no.
have a unanimous pick.
Hey,
That's
hey,
good podcasting.
America, United Arab Emirates, Micronesia, Federated States of Micronesia, Falkland Islands, everybody listening to us. This is why you don't listen to PC Tunney when it comes to betting, because this motherfucker picked the Steelers over the Texans.
We'll see what happens next. I'm sure you guys. Hopefully, you'll be on next week when
Wait,
Patrick is back.
9-3-1 last year in the
one more time.
playoffs against
What,
the
real,
spread. So you guys
what,
trust who you want.
one last thing, if you excuse me. Disclaimer. If the Texans lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers, this is Ray Cash's last episode of the Four Quarters Podcast.
Yeah, and you
All
weren't
right.
even supposed to come on this week if the Ravens lost, and here you are. So
That guys is going to do our NFL player. You guys want to talk one last news story? I don't want to keep
Oh yeah,
us here
we're
anymore.
always ready for NBA, Ray and I.
hell yeah.
All right. So the trade deadline, of course, is coming up in about a month or so. But weird things happen ahead of time with a team that is not known for making moves of any sort. But they did this week in a interesting move that was done. The Washington Wizards pulled off a kind of a shocking trade, acquiring Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks for like CJ McCollum, Corey Kispert. I don't even remember if draft picks were involved.
They
The
restocked
Wizards are
their Gatorade fridge.
okay. That's probably within the realm of reason. But yeah, so I am a Wizards fan. For anybody watching, I am a Washington Wizards fan. I grew up in DC. That is the only reason why I grew up rooting for this team. There's no other fucking valid reason why anybody in their right mind would be a Wizards fan unless you grew up in DC and you're just loyal to your team. That being said, my thoughts as a Wizards fan before I turn it over to you guys, I think it's a great pickup. Um, you know, if they can sign him to an extension, if Trae Young doesn't bolt to greener pastures in the offseason, then there's a very real chance that that's going to happen. And if that happens, then this trade makes no fucking sense at all because you're not out to win this year. If you're not in the top 8, you give your draft pick to the New York Knicks. So you got to tank, you got to lose. So I don't understand this move at all unless you're going to really go out of your way to lock Trae Young down to a long-term extension with the Wizards, because otherwise, what the fuck did we just do this for? Um, Ray, I know you had thoughts about this thing.
Yes.
On
Cap room.
paper, it looks great. But long term, this is like, what are we doing here in Washington, guys? They've got a good young. They were winning for a while, then they do this trade, and now they've looked like shit because it's like somebody. It's like the trade signals them, guys, we're supposed to be tanking. Stop winning. McCollum is doing all this stuff. Alex Sarr is doing all this stuff. You got Keon George. There is talent on this Wizards team. They remind me of like, the way the Pistons and the Rockets kind of were before they caught fire. Um, this is a move that could help them get there, but you're not going to do that this year. And I don't even know if Trae Young's going to play. Go ahead,
Well,
Ray.
and for the record, the difference between what the Pistons and the Rockets are doing and the Wizards are doing is, you knew Kate Cunningham was going to be a superstar. You was waiting on it. You knew Amin Thompson that was going to be a superstar. You was waiting on it. You knew Jalen Duran and all these other young dudes on that team were going to be really good. You just waiting on it. You knew Jabari Smith and all these other dudes on the Rockets were going to be good, just waiting on it. Alex Sarr, Bilal Coulibaly, Ty Johnson, Keon George, like they have good pieces.
Did you say
None of those
Koulibaly?
guys. Coulibaly can defend his ass.
Koulibaly.
Is that how it is?
No, that's not how it is.
It's Bay. Is it not Bay?
It's Koulibaly. Ray had it right. Go ahead, Ray.
Bitch. America, this is the man that's picking the Steelers. Can't even say this dude's name right. I'm a
Aaron Rodgers, Bali.
I hate you. But the reason this is interesting is, and I don't think fans are framing it in the way that it's actually happening. The Wizards didn't go looking for Trae Young. Trae Young asked to be traded and said he wanted to go to the Wizards, which is why they only got back Corey Kispert and CJ McCollum, because they had no other shot. They had no other choice. This is the lowest Trae Young's profile has been in the league, and this is still a all-star level player. He could drop 30 in his sleep, but he's undersized. He refuses to play defense. In a world where 3-and-D is more valuable than ever on a team, the Wizards, who valued the ability of play two-way, CJ dropped like 4 or 5, 41, 40-plus game points this season. So he was playing
Single-handedly beat the Bucks a week ago. Sorry, Tony, but single-handedly beat the Bucks a week ago.
For sure. So I have no doubt.
I don't get all in my feelings about my teams like you guys. Sorry.
Yeah, because the Bucks are trash this year.
Hold on, Ray. I got to pull a PC Tunney here.
Whoa! Yeah. Hey, first, before we finish this, let me just say, Shams, go fuck yourself. Okay, now we can get back to this.
Yeah, breaking news. This is going to be in August. The Milwaukee Bucks have traded Giannis Antetokounmpo until redacted. No, I
the
don't
Wizards.
doubt. Hell no, I don't
For
doubt
Trae Young.
Yes, there you go.
I don't doubt Trae stays with them, but also for the Hawks, this is smart too, because now McCollum isn't expiring. Kristaps Porzingis isn't expiring, and Jalen Johnson is a star. Onyeka Okongwu is a great piece. Rishache, whatever you decide to do with him, like they have a real opportunity to do something here. And for the Wizards, the most important thing is, as you know, Leonsis and whatever you call that goddamn arena, I don't know what it's called anymore. It changes every
Capital One
year.
Arena.
It is still Capital One. They got to sell tickets.
They haven't changed for a while. Yeah.
They got to sell tickets. Trae Young can still sell tickets.
Hold on. I want to put something out to you guys before we go on, though, because Trae Young did come out and say that he thinks DC is an overlooked market, which I absolutely agree with.
Agreed.
This is Washington, DC should be one of the NBA's premier markets. I mean, I grew up in the city. I know it is predominantly black. And the fact that and this is not racial stereotyping. I'm not trying to do that because everybody loves the Washington fucking Capitals, and there's no more white meat team in DC than Alex Ovechkin, who's not even American, but nobody gives a shit. But the fact is, Washington, DC should be a New York level market or Boston or something. But this team has not been relevant, has not won a championship, has not been in the title game or series since 1979. That's a travesty. And even the great years when they had John Wall and Bradley Beal there, they could never get to the conference finals. But
Oof.
Trey Young's absolutely right
Oof.
that this is
When
an
you
overlooked
describe those
market.
years as your great years, that's the problem.
That's
That boy,
exactly
you
right.
It's ownership,
simpatico.
it's leadership there. They need someone to come in. They need a good general manager, period.
But
And
they've got, I mean, Leon,
maybe
right.
what they need to do is build with Trey and Sar. And maybe that's why Trey wanted to go there. But at the very least, they opened up cap room. The problem is, like you're saying,
They
Dave, is
have
it's not
80
an
million
attractive
in cap
market for
space.
highfalutin free
No,
agents.
So,
maybe this helps, but I don't
but
think so.
the problem is there's no prestige. Nobody like Ted Leonsis is still the owner, right?
Dollars to donuts. If you change the name back to Bullets, you'd attract more free
That would
agents.
help.
I think
That
the
would
name
help.
Wizards is absolutely just dumb.
I don't think that matters
It
to
Yes.
might as well
players as
be the
much as you
Harry
guys
fucking
think it does.
Potters.
I think that matters to fans more than it matters to players.
Or
I think
Team
what ma-
Avada,
Gryffindor over here.
they're Avada
Woo!
I think
Kedavering their ass, man.
I
Uh,
I I think what matters to players is what do the facilities look like? What does the what does the travel look like? Do they respect me as a player? Like there's so many things that matter. Also, yes, DC, great market, chocolate city, all that. To play in DC means you're probably gonna have to move to Chevy Chase. You're probably gonna have to move
Or
to
Northern Virginia,
Northern
which is even
Virginia,
worse, which
and
is
you
like more
know
expensive than any place.
what those taxes look like. So a living situation, people will deal with it in New York because it's the Mecca. People will deal with it in Boston because it's got all this history. They don't have the history. Who's the best player to you in the history of the Wizards? Wes
Bernard
Unseld?
King. Bernard King.
Wes Unseld. Look, he wasn't even
No.
good there. He was like
Uh,
35 with no knees.
think
Well, yeah, okay. I guess it's Wes Unsold.
Elvin Hayes or Wes Unseld are the greatest
That's right. King
bullets.
was good
And
at
I
the
will
Knicks.
go
That's
in
right.
Tony's direction. Bullets players of all time. That 78 team with Hayes, Unseld, Bobby Danders, Kevin Greavy. I mean that, but nobody knows who the hell those people are because that was 1970 fucking eight.
Well, they know Wes Unseld because of the joke that he was the best center in the league and he was like 6'5".
Best rebounder in the league for a
He
6'5
He
guy,
he
sure.
he's
yeah.
a very like he was like Dennis Rodman with more skills.
He's really 6'9",
There
but
we go. And
the
less
4 inches is in
tattoos.
his
Less
afro.
tattoos.
He's more like Ben Wallace with skill.
Yeah, yeah. West could put up a rousing 11 points.
He can score inside better than Ben Wallace and Dennis Rodman could. The
That's
funny thing
facts.
about Dennis Rodman is if you go back and watch him in Detroit, he averaged like 17, 18 points a game one year, and he was hitting jumpers and going to the hoop, and it was
He
all
he had
confidence with him.
he has a ridiculously underrated soft jumper. He
Yeah,
just was like, fuck it, I don't care.
no, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
WCW ruined Rodman. That's that. I'm going to stand by that.
my
So
favorite Dennis Rodman quote is, "If I was as big as Shaq, I could cough and average 25 rebounds."
100%. And what really
yeah.
robbed me for being genuine here is losing Chuck Daly. Not like the death of him, but having to leave.
Oh,
Chuck
sure,
Daly was
and
that man's dad.
yeah, and he didn't respect basketball again until he got with Jordan and realized he had to.
Yeah.
You
Who
hear this Jordan story where he got kicked out one game and Pippen wasn't playing and Jordan was mad. You left me out here alone. And Rodman never said sorry, but that night Rodman came to Jordan's room. And Rodman
who
never came to Jordan's room and he didn't ask forgiveness. He didn't say sorry. He knocked on the door. Jordan answered and was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Hey, you got an extra cigar?" And that's how Jordan knew that Rodman was sorry and never had a problem with him after that.
who was the coach when he was there in San Antonio for like those year and a half, 2
Hill,
years?
Bob
Well,
Hill.
no,
Brian
Brian or
Hill,
Bobby?
Bob Brian, whatever. Yeah,
You talking
Hill.
about Orlando's Hill?
I'm talking about right before Popovich was Hill. Yeah,
Right, but I'm saying the Hill that coached Shaq
I think
in
I don't know.
Orlando.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, trash ass coach. There you go.
Well, guys, I think we've gone long enough. This is the longest episode of Four Corners in history.
By
So,
the way,
what's up, Ray?
speaking of trade, did you see that the Grizzlies are on the process of trading Ja Morant?
I saw that. I don't think he's going to Washington, but I mean, let's just throw all the shit in
Do
DC and see
you?
what
So
happens.
if
But no, that's
you're a GM of whatever team you want to be, Dave, you can be the Wizards. I'll be the Bucks. Ray, you can um, who's your? You can be the GM for Phoenix.
Phoenix. That's right.
Um, do you want John Morant? I don't want John Morant.
So let me tell you this: if I am 20 teams, no. But there are a lot of teams that have no history of winning, have no shot at getting any superstars or all stars, have no shot at any relevance. So I would want him then because he, just like Zion, has tremendous potential still.
Do you, as a Phoenix GM, would you want him?
No, because I think what we've seen with the squad we have now, we're building. And what's the fucking kid that came from the G League and is balling right now as a point guard for us? Like, I think we're good.
I can't
We'd have to
remember his
trade
name. I know
away.
what
We
you're
don't
talking
have
about.
many pieces. We'd have to
Yeah.
trade away something.
So,
I'll tell you this: a team like Utah,
well,
put him with
here,
Keontae George.
well, how about this, Ray? Though, because like Milwaukee, not really. I don't think so. Like, I
You
guess
need a
maybe
point guard.
he
You need a
like
point.
dude would go nuts living in Milwaukee. There's nothing to do
That's
here.
why
He
he
goes
should go
nuts in
there.
Memphis and he's already getting in trouble, right?
That's
I
why he should
guess
go there.
maybe,
Yeah, you
but
maybe
I
you
think
send
this
him
is a bigger
someplace.
question for, like you say, 20 teams no, 10 teams yes. Dave's team is one of those 10 teams. Is their plan possibly
No.
to turn around and trade Trey Young and draft picks for John Morant and have Morant and Sarr be your future?
I'd rather Trey than Morant because you know what you're getting with Trey every night. You don't know what you're getting with
Yeah, I
Ja.
think like you guys were saying, you put John Morant in Washington, D.C., that's a bad combination, man. That's not the place that he needs to be because of his issues.
I
Guns and
I
shit like that in DC. Come on, man.
I,
That's not gonna work.
I actually like Milwaukee, and I'm being genuine. It's gonna sound funny, but I'm being genuine. Number one, most important, Giannis will keep that motherfucker out of trouble. He'll move him into his fucking house if he
Utah,
has to.
I'll tell you what, Utah
Secondly,
would be good. You know where I'd send him? Sacra-fucking-Mento.
well, they're trying.
Send him to the
They're selling the
Kings.
house anyway. They're selling the house anyway. But besides the Giannis thing, Milwaukee is ridiculously and hilariously, and I know Tony's gonna say it's not, but it's very white. He
Oh,
ain't gonna fuck
well,
around in
I,
Milwaukee.
it, it's Milwaukee segregated. It is. I'm not proud of it, but it's like one of the most segregated cities in the entire country as far as major cities go.
I
Like
think that'd be a great spot for him.
I could, if you came up with a map, I could draw lines in it, and majority of people on each side of it would be different colors.
And
It's not something we're proud of. I think it's something that's changing, and I think when you go out in Milwaukee, especially downtown, you get a better sense of how we are culturally acceptive. I don't.
sure,
I know the city's segregated, but I think everybody gets along, and I wish it wasn't as bad, and I hope it gets better.
take the bias
Too
away.
bad
I'm
Oklahoma
sorry, Dave.
City's so damn good because he would fit in well in
Oh,
Oklahoma
he's
Well,
from
City, but they
anybody
don't
Oklahoma.
need him.
Oh, John,
anybody
you're talking
would.
about Trey. Yeah.
Take
Yeah.
take the bias out of it, Tony. Can you think of right now a better running mate to play with Giannis than Ja, who loves to run up and down the court, can lob
How
the
do
shit out the
we?
ball to
But
him?
how do you? Where does that money come from to pay him and put him in this
Get Miles
roster?
Turner bitch ass out of there. Fuck him.
Okay. Good stuff, guys. I'm going to
Wow.
call it because I've kept you here too long here today.
Sorry.
So, no,
Three
that's
No,
great.
Ray and I were just getting going.
hour three or four
I know
corners coming up
Yeah,
right after this break.
we'll be
Patrick's
right
going to be
back
like,
with more
he
cricket
won't throw
talk.
his phone at the wall, but he'll just be like, what the fuck did you guys do? Um,
That's a wicked
before we
googly,
cut out
Ray.
of here, yeah, before we cut out of here, Tony, why don't you let people know where they can check you and Ray Cash out on social media
Oh,
since you're going to do it
shit.
anyway, right, Ray?
Follow Ray at It's Ray Cash. That's REY as in Mysterio, CASH as in dollar signs. You can see it right below him there. Follow me at PC Tunney. Chairshot Radio Network, all your favorite streaming platforms, thechairshot.com, prowrestlingtees.com / the chairshot. Um, Tune into Bandwagon Nerds, probably live right here tomorrow on this stream where you're watching right now at 2 Eastern.
Same bat time, same bat channel. As far as me, you can follow me on X at Attitude Ag. That is at Attitude AGG. Steelers. Wait. Okay. Steelers suck. Fucked. And okay,
Fuck,
there we
Tony.
go. That's this. um, like I said, at Attitude Ag on X. That's the best way to follow me. Where we have all sorts of. We got the Pro Wrestling Podcast. We got part 2 of the Swaggies coming up. We got a really good interview coming up with author David Shabazz coming up this week to talk about his excellent book, Wrestling's Black World Champions. Hopefully, Ray Cash will show up there because nobody wants an middle-aged white guy talking to an author about Black World Champion. I mean, what am I going to say? Fuck. I'll come up with something, but hopefully Ray
How
Cash will
about
be
that
there.
Coco Beware, huh?
He was never a world champion, Ray, but he did take the first tombstone, so there is that.
Hey, can I say something real fast?
Hold on, let me do my social media
Oh yeah,
stuff
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
let you go. Okay. Check out the website attitudeofaggression.com. That's where all the episodes at for those of you who are on the UFO UAP side of things. That's where all the historical deep dives are. We'll be coming back with unidentified history later on this month when all the wrestling stuff calms down. A lot of stuff going on there. Facebook.com/attitude of aggression, at attitude of aggression, all one word, on Instagram and Threads, and of course the YouTube channel for Attitude of Aggression. Now that I've beaten back the frivolous claims of some third party prick trying to claim a copyright claim on me, unfortunately for them, they didn't realize, hey, assholes, I've been an attorney for almost 30 years, so I will fight you on this. they learned that, okay, never mind. So anyway, that's what I got. Ray, what did you want to say, man?
First off, his name is David L. Ungar, and the L's for litigious, bitch.
Yes.
Secondly, um, I want to big up. I want to big you up, Dave. You don't get it as much as you deserve it. But what you've done
That's what I
recently,
tell my wife, that same thing. Oh, sorry, Ray, you're talking about something else.
well, that's a different type of big. Um,
Oh, I'm
but
with you,
no,
buddy.
in all seriousness, you don't get the credit and the praise you deserve. With running and producing bandwagon nerds, what you've done with this UAP thing, Four Corners, all the shows, the swaggies we've done, the website, the TikToks, the YouTube. I see all your stuff everywhere. I went on your website the other day and it looks fantastic. I just want you to know that I see it. I know Tunney sees it. Patrick will never say he does, but he sees it. And the people are starting to see it. We're getting numbers. Things are building. And I want you to know, as your friend and your little brother, we appreciate you. You're doing great. Keep it up. We love you. We appreciate you. We can't do this without you. And stuff like this today is indicative. This has been a great show. Probably the best Four Corners I've been a part of. And I
You're
appreciate you,
welcome.
man. And I want you to get your flowers, big dog, because you are doing amazing, amazing work.
And I just want to say, Dave, as good as you're doing, I always think you can do better.
Hey,
Yeah,
keep
you're
keep
right.
chasing that hug,
You're right.
baby. Keep
I
chasing the
love that.
hug.
No, I love the no selling right to the very end. That's why he's my bestie. He's not the best color man in the business for nothing, Monty. So
Dynamite
anyway,
drop in money. Them broadcast
um,
school is really paying off.
that's right. So it has been a great show here today. For those of you guys who tuned in live, we appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. We will be back. Let's see what happens. Enjoy NFL Wildcard weekend. It should be an excellent weekend of football. We'll be back next week with more Four Corners. Tune in tomorrow morning. If you're into nerdy stuff, pop culture, geeky stuff, you will want to check out Bandwagon Nerds tomorrow because I think we're going to talk about this little trailer involving the X-Men. Probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that's probably happening tomorrow. But
Battle Royal Madness. We start
that too.
tomorrow.
That's right. 16 seeds are going to get gutted and it's going to be fun. But until tomorrow, that is going to do it for this edition of Four Corners Podcast. You guys have a great weekend. We'll be catching up with you guys.